I'm sick of Doge. I would like Doge to be cut and eliminated. I do. It's getting to the point that it's blurring lines, let's say. Musk, the tech billionaire who has never been elected to office, has said it's not the Republicans who are giving him power, it's the people. All I can do is bring things to the attention of the people so they may voice their support if they so choose, Musk wrote on X on Wednesday. Excuse me? I didn't elect you. I don't follow you on X. And if this is true, if this is the role that Donald Trump has given you, is that you are to be the middleman for the people and Trump, well, then Trump needs to clarify that so we who do support Trump can let Trump know ourselves that we don't want this. What? He has been elected to nothing. Do you see how arrogant this is? As if he's the middleman. He's been elected to a government efficiency blue ribbon committee, okay, that we do not need. And yet this is what comes of it. This is why Doge needs to be cut. He has been elected to nothing. And so, see, this is when I start, and I think that Trump's playing the long game with this because I think he knows that Musk will step in it like he's continuing to do, and he's going to cross lines he shouldn't. I think that, but there's that part of me that then starts to get pissed off, like, hey, Donald Trump, I elected you. I didn't elect this. I get that you put this person in this spot, but this is getting ridiculous. Because then what he's saying, does every single American follow Elon Musk? If they don't, then he can't possibly make these statements. He makes these statements, but Donald Trump needs to clear that up then. It's not the Republicans who are giving him power. Yes, it is. Donald Trump was elected and he put you in this blue ribbon committee, which all you're supposed to do is do a report on what things can be cut. That's what you and Vivek are supposed to do, and then give that report to Trump. Instead, you are crossing all these lines, crossing all these barriers, blurring the lines, because at some point it looks like, well, wait a minute. I elected Donald Trump. Did Donald Trump put him in charge of the people and he's the voice for us? Well, I don't follow him. I never have followed Musk. So then he shouldn't make these statements because they're false. But I don't think that this was what Trump wanted for him to do. But you see what he's saying? All I can do is bring things to the attention of the people so they may voice their support if they choose. Well, not all the people follow you, Elon, and we didn't elect you. So this is not your role. And I don't remember seeing that as part of what your title is, but you seem to be just creating your title as you go along. And I mentioned this earlier, Congressman Senator Rand Paul wrote on X, nothing would disrupt the swamp more than electing Elon Musk. Please, stop it. Elon Musk is part of the swamp. He has government contracts with DARPA. He has security clearances. Okay, well, he did. He actually lost some of his clearances because of years ago smoking dope on Joe Rogan's podcast. That caused him to lose some of his security clearances. But he's part of the swamp. He has government contracts with them. Not to mention the joy at seeing the collective establishment, aka Uniparty, lose their ever-loving minds. Look, I don't trust most of the politicians, and I don't. I'm going to do a different video about Fox Island. This problem with politicians and pedophilia and brutalizing of children, it went back before Epstein. Yeah, there was a Fox Island something like that. I'll do a different video on it. And politicians would use this island so that they could do these brutalizing things. And so even though, yeah, that was back in the 70s, I think that that same character torch gets handed on to the next person, if you know what I mean. So most of these politicians, I don't trust. We do not need a Doge committee. It's really simple, okay? If our founders did not expect for people to go into their roles at serving, in a statesmanship like role as congressman or representative and stay there for a lifetime. That was never the intention they wanted, because then it becomes, think of all the kickbacks and gifts you get from, they stay in those roles forever for a reason. So if you cut their fund, if you cut how much they make in those roles, and it becomes just you're serving your government, you're serving the people, then you will stop these people staying there a lifetime, which will then automatically you won't have to worry about term limits, and it would save us $44 billion just in cutting the money that they each get. And Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene joined in, writing she'd be open to supporting Musk. Do you people not realize that he cannot be speaker? He can't, because he wasn't born in this country, and that is a leadership role that could become a succession to where if something happened to the president, the vice president, the next one in line is the Speaker of the House. So he can't. But this is, I think, so I said how Musk bought Twitter because he said himself to Tucker Carlson that when he bought Twitter, he bought a crime scene. Okay, good friends with Diddy. Diddy wanted to be a big part of Twitter, actually. He did. Again, to cover up the crime scene. Because he still hasn't released any names, has he? No. And I think that many of these politicians, they're tied to some of this child stuff. So that's the reason they love Elon Musk. He helps to keep the problem covered up. Thereby, the podcasters, the media, the politicians, they all praise Elon Musk. That's why even though you and I, or maybe whether if you you voted for Trump, and you didn't vote for Elon, okay? But you voted for Trump, and yet all the media and the podcasters do is act like that Musk is running the show. There's no indication Musk is seriously suggesting becoming Speaker of the House, considering his multiple businesses that require his attention. He can't. He wasn't born in this country. Plus, taking on the role would take away time away from his ultimate life goal, colonizing Mars. Musk's first real foray into affecting a major piece of legislation now seems to portend what is to come, a prospect that is either terrifying or exhilarating to those in Washington. Well, clearly they're not terrified of Elon, because even the politicians there seem to be more interested in what Elon is going to do and letting him, and Elon, I think as this goes on, even though I'm as one of the people, I want the Doge committee cut. That's the first thing that needs to go. We do not need the middleman that thinks that every person in America follows him on X, and so he's the voice of the people. I didn't elect Elon Musk. I elected Donald Trump. So I expect Donald Trump, as one of the people, to be the person that's working for the people, not Elon. And what all these people are doing is and even the podcasters who are saying that the media is trying to make out like Musk is running the show. That's because of all of you podcasters, Patrick Bet David. All of you have talked about how we should maybe someday Elon can be president, and you have worshipped him. And I think I've said before, why do they worship him? Is it because there's stuff they don't want to come out that's on Twitter? Remember, these politicians have been on Twitter for a long time. But I would say the first thing that needs to be cut is the Doge committee. But I don't imagine it will be. But you watch how more and more Elon Musk will blur the lines. He will cross boundaries he shouldn't. And as he does, he will get more and more arrogant and full of himself. He doesn't speak for the people.